Welcome, Whispering Reapers family. Today we delve into 5 chilling tales from the boardwalks of America. These stories are steeped in mystery and shadows, revealing the sinister side of places that are often filled with laughter and fun. So, prepare yourself for a thrilling journey into the unknown as we uncover these eerie encounters. Story 1. The Phantom of the Ferris Wheel. On a hot summer evening in Ocean City, New Jersey, a family decided to take a ride on the famous Ferris wheel, a staple of the boardwalk charm. As they climbed into their gondola, none of them noticed the dark cloud that seemed to gather above them, casting an eerie shadow over the ride. As the wheel began to turn, laughter filled the air. However, midway through the ride, the gondola suddenly stopped, leaving the family hovering at an uncomfortable height. Looking around, they noticed something strange. An older woman dressed in a vintage white dress stood at the base of the Ferris wheel, staring directly at them. Her expression was blank, her eyes sunken. One of the children shouted, "Look! That lady is creepy!" The mother, feeling uneasy, tried to dismiss it, thinking it was just her imagination. But then, as the wheel creaked and groaned, time seemed to warp. The air grew cold and the ride's lights flickered ominously. The father, feeling a sense of dread, glanced away for just a moment. When he looked back, the woman was gone. No signs of her, just the carnival chatter around them. As they descended, they tried to shake off the fear, but the unsettling atmosphere lingered. The strangest part, the parents later discovered that every summer for the past decade, people had reported seeing the same woman at the Ferris wheel, usually right before something unfortunate happened nearby. Months later, a young boy fell from the Ferris wheel during a sudden storm. It was a tragic reminder of that night. The woman was never seen again, but her presence continued to haunt the memories of those who witnessed her. Story 2. The Haunted Carousel. In Santa Monica, California, a picturesque carousel has enchanted visitors for generations. With colorful horses and beautiful music, it seems like a quaint attraction. However, there is a haunting tale that has tied itself to this carousel. One night, a group of friends decided to challenge their fears and visit the boardwalk after hours. With only the moonlight guiding them, they approached the carousel, which spectacularly shone beneath the street lamps, yet felt oddly still and quiet. After some playful banter, they dared each other to ride it. As they circled around on the carousel, the music began to distort and slow, echoing in a way that was almost haunting. Suddenly, one of the friends felt a cold touch on their shoulder. Spinning around, they found no one there. Just as they were about to laugh it off, the friend next to them screamed, pointing at a shadowy figure looming at the edge of the carousel. The figure appeared to be that of a little girl, her hair long and unkempt, wearing an old-fashioned dress. "Don't leave me," she whispered, her voice barely a breeze above the sound of the carousel's creaking. Terrified, the group quickly jumped off and ran, but as they sped away, they glanced back to see her still standing there, smiling eerily. The next day, they shared their experience with locals, only to find that a tale had long circulated about a girl who vanished while playing on that very carousel decades ago. Legend had it, she was last seen giggling as the ride spun under the starlight. To this day, sightings of the girl continue to be reported during quiet nights, her spirit lingering on the carousel in search of companionship. Story 3. Shadows by the Shore. In Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the boardwalk is often bustling with life. Families spend their warm nights playing games and enjoying the ocean breeze. Yet not everyone leaves with joyful memories. Late one evening, a group of friends decided to take a walk along the beach after hours. The moon hung low, illuminating the sand like a silver blanket. As they strolled, they began to notice dark shapes dancing just out of their line of sight. At first, they thought it was just their imagination, fueled by the eerie stillness of the night. As they ventured closer to the water, one of them tripped and fell. While dusting off the sand, they looked up and screamed. Emerging from the waves were shadowy figures, each appearing humanoid yet twisted, their movements jerky and unnatural. The friends stood frozen in fear as the entities began to converge upon them. With adrenaline pumping, they turned to run, but it felt as if every direction led them back to the figures. They could hear their whispers rising with the waves, haunting chants that seemed to penetrate their very souls. One friend screamed for them to hurry, pushing through the panic that had gripped them. With every ounce of strength, they sprinted back to the boardwalk, finally breaking free from the grip of the shadows. They did not dare look back until they reached the safety of the bright lights. Once safe, they shared their story, which was met with grim nods from locals, who spoke of the dark legends of lost souls that wander the waters at night seeking closure. Story 4. The Whispering Waves. In Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, there are nightly bonfires and joyous gatherings. However, around the time of the summer solstice, strange tales begin to circulate about the whispers that emanate from the waves. A couple on vacation decided to take a romantic stroll along the beach late one night. The sound of the waves crashing against the shore created a soothing rhythm that resonated with them. As they walked hand in hand, they began to hear faint, eerie whispers that mingled with the sounds of the ocean, words they couldn't quite understand. Curious but uneasy, they stopped to listen more closely. The whispers grew louder, forming distinct sentences. "Help us," they called. "Do not let us drift." Alarmed, they exchanged worried glances, realizing there was a surface to the voices beneath the surface of the water. Suddenly, the couple noticed an old lantern flickering on the shore, illuminating a figure that was partially hidden in the darkness. It looked like an old fisherman, his face plagued by a sorrowful expression. The couple felt a compulsion to move closer, drawn by an unexplainable urge. As they reached the lantern, the whispers intensified, almost screaming, "They are lost! They are lost!" The fisherman turned to them, revealing sunken eyes filled with ghostly tears. Before they could react, he pointed to the waves and vanished into thin air. Shaken, the couple bolted back toward the lights of the boardwalk, their hearts racing. Days later, while recounting the tale to locals, they learned that many fishermen had perished in those waters years before, their souls trapped, forever calling out for help. The couple vowed never to return to that stretch of beach again, haunted by the memories of the whispers and the lost souls searching for peace. Story 5. The Devil's Claw. At the Wildwood Boardwalk in New Jersey, amusement rides and carnival games attract throngs of visitors from all over. Among its attractions stands an ominous statue known as the Devil's Claw. Legend has it that the claw was once a part of a giant, gruesome creature that terrorized the coastline. One evening, a group of thrill-seekers decided to test their courage by visiting the claw at night. Amid laughter and playful dares, they approached the statue, illuminated by eerie lights. As they seemed to draw closer, the atmosphere shifted significantly. A cold wind blew, wrapping around them and chilling them to the bone. The moment they reached out to touch the claw, the ground trembled, and a low, guttural growl erupted from beneath their feet. Panicked, they stepped back in unison as the claw glowed an unnatural shade of crimson. The bravest of them attempted to calm the others, insisting it was just their imaginations at work. Suddenly, one of their friends fell to the ground, clutching their chest and gasping. The remaining friends rushed to help, but what happened next was beyond comprehension. From the shadows, dark tendrils seemed to rise, wrapping around their friend tightly, the air filled with a cacophony of tortured screams, distant and haunting. Racing away, the group stumbled towards the boardwalk, desperately trying to escape, but the shadows followed. As they reached safety, they looked back to see the claw pulsating, almost alive, and their friends' cries fading into the night. Days later, they learned that every so often someone who dared to touch the claw would vanish, their fate sealed by the creature's curse. Although they escaped, the memory of that night remained etched in their minds, a constant reminder of the horrors that lurked beyond the light. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey through 5 true boardwalk horror stories. Which part of these tales did you find most terrifying? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Whispering Reapers for more chilling stories. Until next time, keep your lights on and your hearts brave.